In this episode, we're talking about how to find your niche as a life coach. If you've ever been told just follow your passion and the money will follow, this episode is definitely for you. We're going to define what most coaches mean by niche and what it should mean. By the end of this episode, you won't just understand how to find your niche, you'll understand why being narrow is the key to growth. Let's dive right in. Let's start out by talking about some common advice to coaches that fails. So the first one is that you need to follow your passion. Now, there is truth behind it. Okay, there's truth behind following your passion. I'm a very purpose-driven person. So purpose and passion can be an important ingredient in the work that you do, but it can't be the only ingredient. A lot of times when it's like, just follow your passion, don't worry about the logic. That's kind of what they're saying. Set aside reason, set aside logic, just go with your emotion. Now, what that might look like is if something is boring, don't do it because you're not passionate about it. If something is too hard, don't do it because you're not passionate about it. So I encourage you to explore your passions. Find out what drives you, what motivates you, what's your why behind what you want to do in your business. But you've also got to buckle up and be prepared to work extremely hard. Success in entrepreneurship is not easy. You don't need to pick a niche, just start. There's also some truth to this one. It's really important that you get started, even if you're serving the wrong people, even if you're not fully prepared, and even if you make mistakes. But saying that your niche is not important, that you don't need to worry about the niche, just get started, just go, I think it's just sending the wrong message, because the sooner you can find your niche, the sooner you're actually going to fulfill your purpose, the sooner you're going to enjoy your work, and the more effective you're going to be, the more successful your business will be. Your niche will find you. That sounds great. I don't know how that would happen. I believe you already know what your niche is, right? You've got experience, you've got expertise, you have the ability to accomplish something, or you have the ability to help people do something. What is that thing? That's your niche. You just got to narrow it down to the people that you can help the most. Your niche is your identity. Okay, that sounds great too. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means what I was just talking about. If that's the case, then I guess this one's true. But I know my identity. I'm defined by many things. I'm a family man, I'm a man of faith, and I'm also an entrepreneur. Now, there's a lot of overlap with me, my personality, my faith in my business, but my business really is only a piece of my identity. I don't use that word normally. I think many people and many coaches try to define their niche in these ways because they don't really have simple clarity on an outcome. They think, well, I'm a coach that does this, right? I have some skill set, and so I coach people through these things, or I coach people in this way. When you look at it that way, it's really hard to narrow down your dream clients, your target audience, because a lot of people need those things. But when you can reverse that and look at the outcome that you can deliver, you take people from point A to point B or to Z, whatever that is. That's what you do, and your target audience or dream clients are the people that need that transformation. They need to go from A to Z. So finding your niche isn't a personality trait. You're not going to take some survey and find out what color you are. This is a real strategic decision. Okay, so let's go through a simple process to help you understand how can you find your niche. So number one, I've kind of already mentioned, but I want you to think seriously about, journal about it, ponder on this. Look at all your past clients. Look at all the people that you've helped. What similarities do they have? What's different between them? Of all the clients that you have worked with, which ones did you enjoy working with the most? Which ones did you not enjoy working with? Which ones received the most transformation? Or which type of client was able to sustain the help that you gave them? Another thing that I want you to consider is, while working with all these clients, which ones were energetic, or which ones energized you? Which one did you enjoy working with the most? And which ones were the most profitable? You know, money is an exchange of value. So as you're giving value to people, if they value you, your services, the outcome that you can deliver, they'll exchange that money. So which type of clients were the most profitable? Now, this one may sound obvious, but it's hard to do if you're trying to pay your bills. Okay, but I want you to eliminate working with people that you dread working with. If there's a type of scenario or a type of circumstance or person that is really draining on you. And I'll give you a real example. Okay, so this is going back 15 years ago. I offered a custom website design service, and I offered this help to all different types of businesses. So I helped dentists and accountants, I helped restaurant owners, I helped fitness professionals, I helped public speakers and coaches. Now, often I would have coaching calls on the phone, and there were some calls that I dreaded, and there were some calls that I could be on the phone for an hour and the time just flew by. I was really energized throughout those calls. I had to really think about it, and I realized, you know what, the people who are putting themselves in a position of influence that want to make a difference in the world, not just sell a product or a service. So people like speakers or coaches or consultants or author, those are the type of people that I enjoyed working with the most. There are some fears that you might have of thinking of narrowing down your niche. You might think of all the opportunity you're going to lose if you have to turn people away to hone in on your niche. So what you might be doing right now is taking any type of client that will be willing to pay. And so if you think, well, I'm going to eliminate all these, then that's going to narrow down the number of clients I'm working with. Here's what will actually happen. If you narrow down and you declare, this is my expertise, this is what I do, this is who I help, and this is what I help them accomplish, then those exact people will come out of the woodwork. They will find you, and your business can actually scale and grow, because what you're doing right now is you're jumping all around. It's very chaotic and it's impossible to scale. So the answer to this question should be obvious. Would you rather dominate one space or be invisible to all of them? Now, when I say dominate, I mean you would be the number one authority, the go-to expert, the thought leader of this space. There's no chance of you being that in all of these spaces. And maybe you're new in business. Maybe you haven't been doing this very long, but it's not going to take you very long to become the number one authority in your niche if you pick a niche. Simple example. Let's say you're a real estate coach. Okay, is that how you want to brand yourself? Is that your niche? I coach in all different types of real estate investing. If I asked you, do you know any real estate investing coaches? You could probably think of many. But then if I asked you, who is the best short sell real estate investing expert? Or who is the best tax deed real estate investing expert? Or who is the best real estate land expert? Or who is the best fix and flip expert in real estate? Or who is the best vacation expert in real estate? And I could keep going. You could become the number one authority in a specific niche. Now, when you have a niche, you can take someone in that niche and you can help them do something very, very specific. What is point A to point Z, right? What is that process? When you take somebody through that process and you hold them by the hand so they get to point Z, that builds authority. You don't need too many people to go through that before everyone else sees it and wants you to do the same thing for them. So what I've been trying to talk about in this episode is some mindset shifts, okay? Some things that you need to think about so that you can really scale your business. And the next step in this process is called authority marketing. If you can understand your niche and at least understand how important your niche is, the next thing that I want to teach you is what is authority marketing and how do you do it. I'm going to link to another episode right here. It's called What is Authority Marketing? That video will be the next step in this journey.